Yo guys, Dmonty here with another video on 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross. So in today's video, we got quite a bit to talk about. There is a new collaboration. I was away during the announcement of this, so I didn't actually make a video announcing it. But there's a new collaboration with Attack on Titan that is going to be coming to the global side of the game tonight. And so I wanted to do a quick little recap of every single unit so you guys know what you're going into. And kind of a should you summon video, because you kind of need to know this information, you know, before you actually start spending money on the game. Now, flat out, if you guys are gonna ask, am I going to summon? Yes, probably tomorrow's video, you will see some content, me uploading, probably dropping 400 to 500 gems on the banners, just depending on what sales are out. I do want a copy of all three, well, technically all 4 units that are dropping just for box completion. But in this video, we're gonna go over each unit individually and kind of talk about their worth and what they're good at, and is it really worth summoning on this banner. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into this, okay? All right, so first things first, let me go over here. We're gonna screen mirror for the majority of this. So I'm gonna be, we're gonna mine this out blue stacks. So we opened up the 7 Deadly Sins. So I got all 4 new units that are coming to the game. The first unit I want to talk about is going to be a free unit, and this is going to be SR Eren Yeager. Now, this one's handed out to you. I'm not certain. I don't know if this is for certain if it's SA6 for free or if it's going to be like the slime where they give you a few and the rest of the SR is going to be in the banner. I'm not certain on that fact, but I do know that this is a free unit and everybody gets him. To get him SA6 for free, I don't know the answer to that, but I'm sure somebody does. If you do, let me know down in the comments so I can pin it for you, okay? All right. So let's talk about this unit and his overall abilities and what I think about him for events and everything, because I actually really do like this unit quite a bit. So his passive skill is really interesting. Increases damage dealt to unknown race by 30%. Unknown race is kind of niche, but it is a really good ability on certain events, and I can see that coming in handy later on in the game. So I like his passive ability, and his attack here is actually quite good. Cancel stances on one enemy and inflicts damage equal to 500% attack. Now, there isn't a whole lot of units out there that have 500% attack on a gold card, so I do like that quite a bit for this SR Eren Yeager. The only thing that he's lacking, his attack stat isn't going to be all that insane because he is an SR unit, but I do like him quite a bit. Not to mention he has this his own self-buff ability. The only unit that I can really compare this to is Yeager. We don't have her yet, but we should probably get her soon. But I really do like this unit overall as a character. His rank 3 increases basic stacks by 50% for 3 turns and evades when attacked for 1 turn. So he basically is immune to damage for 1 turn. And then on top of that, you increase your stats by 50%, and you're throwing out a gold card that's doing 500% damage and cancel stances. You're going to be doing a lot of damage on that gold card. So I like that quite a bit. Now, if this is a free SA6 unit, you got to kind of take a look at these multipliers really quick. It does go quite high at 945%. So, you know, you're buffing yourself 50%. You have a 945% SA if it's a free SA6. You're going to be doing quite a bit of damage. So I'm definitely going to SA6 this guy if possible, and I'm going to level 80 him as well, like on the spot. You know, and you throw that in also with the unknown race by 30%. That's a lot of extra damage there. So overall, I would put this guy probably, you know, A tier, probably a solid B or A tier unit, and I will probably use him for a lot of random things in the future. So definitely awaken and max this guy out when you can. Now, the SSR form. Now, this is going to be on the banner that's dropping tonight, guys. And I'm not sure how I feel about this unit and its usability. I haven't really got to test it out in PvP, but apparently in PvP he's quite good. He is the only transformation unit in the game thus far. Guys, I want to know in the comments what you guys think about transformation units and what other cool transformation units they can do in the future. Like, just for example, you can do like a Meliodas and he transforms into Demon Mel or something like that. It could be kind of cool. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about that, okay? Alright, so let's talk about this unit's passive. Increases damage by 10% for each ultimate move gauge orb the hero has. That's quite good. You can have up to 5 you know, I was thinking 5 SA. 5 ultimate move gauge orbs at one time, so it's 50% damage buff when he is fully maxed out. Now, his rank 3 inflicts damage to equal to 500% on attack of one enemy, fills ultimate gauge move by 2, orbs. This reminds me a lot of Green Escanor. There's not a whole lot of units that have that ability, so he's going to be getting his SA quite quickly. I do like this quite a bit, and 500% damage is very strong as well. Now, this is where things get kind of interesting. So let's look at his second ability here, and then we'll talk about the transformation. His second ability inflicts damage. We'll go to the gold card. I usually only read the gold cards, like the best of what it could do. Inflicts damage equal to 180% of attack on all enemies. Disable ultimate moves for two turns, and the silver card is 1 turn. Disable ultimate moves for 2 turns. That's kind of like a Milim. Yeah, that's kind of Milim's ability right there. So it's kind of interesting because stopping ultimate moves in PvP is actually quite OP. I do like that quite a bit. And then his passive. Now let's talk about the transformation, okay? So what does that even do? Oh, okay. I never really realized this. Okay, so his ultimate, transform into Titan form. Boom. And I thought this was really weak at first, and now actually reading it, it actually seems a little bit stronger. A transform into Titan form increases attack related stats, defense related stats, and HP related stats by 10% for 5 turns. I was like, man, 10%, that's weak. Like, nobody really wants 10%, like, maybe like 30, 40%, like, that's gonna be OP, but 10%, ugh. And then you look right here, the multiplier is 5%. So every SA you get, you can actually buff that all the way up to 35%. So that is quite insane when you think about that. Like after he transforms, you get a 35% buff to all stats. That's a lot. So, and this unit is gonna vary like very highly on his SA and how many copies of the unit you pull. If you guys are very lucky, this guy might actually wreck some solid face in PvP. Now, transformation, Titan form. What's his passive? After you transform, he's immune to ultimate move disabling effects. So his ultimate move can never be stopped. And guys, remember, it's only for 5 turns. Also want to mention this as well. After transforming, decreases attack related stats by 30% for 1 turn. I don't know if that changes at all per SA. If I go 30, like change 5%, so 35, 40, 45. I'm not certain on that. It doesn't really specify. But I mean, if you know you're about to take a lot of damage, you use his ult and just lower their attack by 35 or 30% for 1 turn. It's quite good, man. And not to mention he's green as well. All right, so let's talk about once he transforms into a Titan. Inflicts amplified damage equal to 450% attack to one enemy. Amplified damage dealt plus 30% per active buff on self. So he doesn't really buff himself. So you're gonna need to run a unit with some support like Red. I was thinking Red Arthur, but that wouldn't really fit really well. I'm trying to think of units. There's probably some really good units that you can run on this team to help support him. I'll have to come up with a good team for that. But if he's buffed, he's kind of like Red Escanor in the sense the more buffs he has, he's going to be doing a lot of damage. But notice it's only at 450% attack, while the untransformed state is at 500%. But do remember, see, this is what I don't know as well. I haven't really got to test it. I pulled the unit on JP, but I haven't actually tested with it. After he transforms, if he's going to be getting like a bunch of buffs, like does he have a bunch of stacks on him where like he's just going to be doing insane amounts of damage, that might be a thing as well. I got to see how the unit works a little bit more indecisively on that. If that's the case, that's actually really, really good, man. He's going to be doing quite a bit of damage. And then Slam Down. Inflicts damage equal to a 250% attack on all enemies and depletes 3 ultimate gauge orbs. That's nuts. He's actually quite good in PvP. I actually like this unit quite a bit. After reading it, I actually want to go play with it in PvP now, and that's going to be the majority of, like, probably one of the best units. I want to test it out. I don't want to say too much and like, oh, he's so good, and I take it and I get absolutely destroyed. And I do worry that Red Escanor is the current meta right now, and he's being green. You might get slapped around a little bit. His ultimate move inflicts damage equal to 840% on one enemy, and that's at SA1. I don't know how high that goes, but 840% at SA1, that's a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. That's like Escanor type damage right there, so that's quite a bit. I think I covered everything I want to for this unit, so let's keep moving on. I can't see this guy being used a whole lot in PvE. Maybe there's some really specific boss raids that come out that will be good for this, but overall not good for PvE, like farming and stuff, but very strong for PvP it seems. All right, so out of all the new units, if one were to be good for like PvE, and you guys can, you know, let me know in the comments if I'm wrong on this, but I actually quite like this guy quite a bit. He can do some serious damage. Now his passive is very, very interesting, where this hero will always crit against an enemy that has the lowest leftover HP. And like, okay, well, what if there's only one enemy? Well, applies when there is only one enemy, also applies when all enemies have the same HP ratio. Bruh. So basically, if you're taking this guy into a boss fight, right, and there's one enemy, he's gonna crit him every single attack. Every single attack. There's no stopping him. So I think that is really, really cool. And then you look at this ability right here, inflicts spike damage. Now, what does spike damage do? 2 times crit. 2 times crit damage, and you're looking at 400% with 2 times crit damage. That's a lot of damage, okay? So this move right here is gonna be your damage dealer. This one over here, inflicts despair. Occurs 50% HP, diminished HP when critical hit occurs. I don't know about that. Like, inflicts despair damage equal to 250% attack on all allies. That's cool, but the damage dealer is here on this one right here. If you're gonna be doing a lot of damage, this is the move you're gonna be doing. Now, I will say I'm not a huge fan of his ultimate, and I wish they would have done something else, so we'll talk about that. Cancels buffs and stances on one enemy and inflicts damage equal to 630% attack. So it's cool to get rid of all the buffs on an enemy and stuff like that. But I really do wish that they would have added this spike damage right here on his ult gauge. I think that's where the unit lacks a little bit. But I mean, if you're running a solo raid and you get a gold one of these cards, it's going to be doing a lot of damage. So I think that's kind of cool. And I can see it being played a little bit if it, you know, against a single target enemy, and being able to remove buffs on an enemy and cancel stances is pretty clutch. So I like the unit overall. It's just I wish this right here had spike damage on it, which it does not. So, however, if you're going up against one enemy, this ultimate will still crit 100% of the time. So you got to take a look at that as well. On this guy, he might be a full crit damage set or a crit attack and crit damage, but very, very strong. Now, the last one, which probably most people want. I'm not gonna lie. Out of the 4, just because it's Mikasa, I want Mikasa the most, but more for collection purposes. I'll probably buy all the outfits and everything like that. Let me know if you guys are in the same boat, because that's kind of where I am. All right, so Mikasa's passive. For each other ally that has received damage when attacked, increase the hero's stats by 3%. Limit 10 times. So she's constantly buffing the buff at best for each ally that is hurt. I think it's just herself by 30%. From what I'm reading. If it's all allies, I'm not getting that. But if it is, let me know down in the comments. And then over here, inflicts damage equal to 325% of attack on one enemy, makes targets bleed for 2 turns. So she's a lot like Jericho, adds a bleed to him. And then over here, this is a mechanic that's not really that hasn't really been in the game yet. So Lost Vein Meliodas has this mechanic, and they gave it to Mikasa as well, but she's not as good as Lost Vein, that's for sure. Inflicts secret technique damage equal to 200% of all attack on enemies. Secret technique increases damage dealt by 20% per this hero's skill card in hand. So every card you have in Mikasa's, you get a 20% damage increase. So and it's AoE. It's a really interesting move, especially when you have a lot of her cards. And then right here, look closely. Increases the hero's basic stats by 50% for 3 turns and inflicts 420% of attack on one enemy. So she buffs herself by 50%. You know, you put that in with this right here, the extra 30%. After her ult, she's gonna be doing quite a bit of damage. So I like the unit overall. I think she'll be fun to use. I don't know how good she'll be in PvP. I do want to make a video running a full like Attack on Titan, you know, team. If you guys want to see that, you know, make sure to subscribe, turn those notifications on, and we can go wreck some face like that. Maybe even go live with it for some fun. But guys, that's my analysis and kind of going over every single unit. Now let's talk about the banner as far as summons goes. I do not want to raid right now. Should you guys summon? That is a great question. It depends on your wallets and what you guys want to do, how many stones you have saved up. Currently I have close to 1,000 stones. I will be summoning on the banner, and any tickets that they give us, and I don't know if they'll do this again, like when the slime collab came out, they gave us a free Benimaru. I got to see what's coming out tomorrow to see what's free, what units are going to be summonable only, what's in the shop, what tickets I can buy, stuff like that. So there's a lot going on. But guys, that's pretty much it to sum up the video. I'm summoning. Should you summon? If you're free to play, No, unfortunately. Nothing on the banners we're summoning for. If you got a few hundred gems to throw at it, should you summon? Yeah, why not? You know, I mean, it's Mikasa, it's gonna be Attack on Titan, and these units just dropped on JP like a week ago. Oh no, like 2 weeks ago. And I think it'd be a cool, you know, pickup for your box. If not, 4 new characters, 4 sets of gear I gotta go farm out, so that's great. But yeah, guys, that's the sum of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all on the next one. Laters.